I decided from that day forward, if I ever got my together, he would never beat me again, ever. Knowing now what it takes to win at the 450 level, there was a few other things like on my end that I could have been better. I think, as far as just sacrifice and commitment and like literally your day consists of being a 450 champion, I didn't quite have that for sure. And so that, and yeah, I think the biggest thing when I went to KTM was you go from a program that hadn't won, which was the Yamaha, to a program that had just won the last 3 Supercross championships. You just instantly know, okay, this belief in the bike, this belief in your program and yourself, it just goes up 50% alone before I even step foot on it. So it's like I'd say playing for the Oklahoma City Thunder, then going to the Celtics or the Lakers, one of these teams that have just done it time after time after time. Like you instantly just kind of, you get confident. And then obviously the Aldon thing was huge for me. Riding with Marv and Jason and Zacho was for me great, because on the 250 side and with Swanee on the 250s, that's what we always did. Like I rode with AP, I rode with Colt, we rode as a group with Ferrandis, to where on Factory Yamaha we didn't do that. It was like everyone, like 450, I rode by myself, and that was just kind of what Yamaha wanted to do. So just that alone, and then also just having, this was like, hey, with KTM, it was package A, B, or C, whatever one suited you, then we'll build off that. And just a combination. And then I think the biggest thing alone that really doesn't get spoken about enough was Carlos Rivera as my mechanic. He's so smart and is so good at seeing things and knowing what the rider needs and mentality, and just like he spoke to me like the Cooper Webb of 2016, which was a multiple-time champion bad dude. And from day one, like that's just how he treated me. And whether he knows it or not, like that just stuck with me. Like, dude, this guy believes in me. Like, I'm gonna do it. Like, I can do it. So a lot of the stars aligned.
Bro, that gave me goosebumps to hear the way that you talked about Carlos then. It's like, yeah, you're right, man. Like that doesn't get spoken about enough. And to hear that whole story, the whole context of where you're at Yamaha and the way that program was set up, and then you just walk in, like you probably didn't feel good in yourself as like a racer and as a rider, and there was probably still like a hangover of self-doubt, even though you got that right. And like imposter syndrome is a real thing, and I mean not saying that you had that, but I mean that it's a real thing to be somewhere and to like know what's capable in that place, and then have that, that pressure of like coming off 2 just crazy bad years, and then you walk in and you've got this guy that instantly it's like he has no knowledge of those past 2 years and is like looking at you as the dude that come off the track beating Jeffrey Hurlings. Like that must have actually been massive.
Oh, 100%. And I think, like I said, he's probably the biggest guy when I talk about KTM or anything that like has helped me have the success I have, and still to this day, so it was a blessing in disguise. And yeah, it is crazy to have him. I mean, he'll still bring up races from like 2017 or 2018 that I was in, that I was probably not battling for 9th place, and he knew what happened. And I'm like, how did you know that? Or like, how do you remember even like? So it's like I said, he had a lot of confidence and belief in me from the word go, and that's where I'm a big believer. Like on a team, you got to trust in your team, but one person. Like on those times where you're 50-50, or if it's like a championship night and you need someone to make a bike setup decision or setup or what tire, like he's been my guy from day one, and there's been plenty of nights where I'll I'll disagree with him and go, you know what? No, I think you're wrong. And he'll do it his way anyway without telling me. And I'm like,
really?
Thank God we did what you did, you know? So, like I said, for me, he's the one guy that he's underappreciated, you know, from not only myself, but from I shouldn't say underappreciated, but like undernoticed.
It's unknown,
you know?
Yeah.
And so like he helped me a lot, and like I said, even those first days at KTM, like I didn't just gel with the bike right away. I mean, dude, I would get my ass kicked during boot camp. Like, I mean, it went from like me going there, hey, it's cool, you're here, to where like, okay, now Jason's riding, Marv's riding, Coop, you're 2 seconds off the pace. Like, it's not only November now, like we're a few weeks before Anaheim. Like, what's going on, you know? And like I said, there wasn't a lot of pressure at that point to be winning races, but it was still like, bro, like, you got to at least top 10, you know, like you got to do
like
something.
Right now you're getting lapped.
Yeah, you're getting lapped basically. So it wasn't easy, but like you said, something clicked. Like, I took a few days off for Christmas and just kind of reset. And then from that day on, like a week before Anaheim, it felt good. I felt we found a setting, and it's like everything just lined up perfectly. And, you know, I look back 2019, like it was a mutter at the first one, and
yeah,
I rode great though. Like, fell in the first turn, came back to fifth, like had, I think, the fastest time of the night, and I was like, man, I'm good. Like, I'm gonna be in the podium, and like this is gonna be a great year. And then Phoenix the next weekend, I literally straight up got 10th, and I'm like, yeah, maybe I ain't got it. You know, like I said, you have those doubts, and
yeah.
But that's where I kind of turned it. Like, I got 10th, and even though I hadn't won or I hadn't had real success in the 450, I was like, dude, that's unacceptable. Like, I'm on a factory team. I'm on the best team. You know, like, that's not what you do. You need to get your shit together and turn around, and you need to go do something this weekend. And just so happened that was that Triple Crown in 19 where I ran with Kenny and, you know, passed him with the last lap, and there was the pistols, and that was my first win, and went on a tear from there. Like, and that's just how a flip of a switch it happened. And
yeah,
it doesn't happen like that a lot of the times. But man, I look back and go, man, that was an unbelievable year. It really was.
We're excited to announce the launch of our new membership site, gypsytales.com, packed with exclusive content and perks that you won't find anywhere else. This is your chance to become a part of the Gypsy Gang.